You have to be glad, light novel readers, because this isn't COTE deいい。
これでいい。
Yo, what's up, Tiff Nation? It's me, the Tiff Monster here again. Yes, I know I'm late in doing this, but yeah, I'm not gonna do like cut content details. I'm pretty sure there's already like a few people or a lot of people out there that has done cut content, so I'm not gonna do that. Yes, I have now read volume 1. Alright, what we're gonna do right now is see all the details of Clash of the Elite Season 4's episodes 1, 2, 3, and 4 of volume 1. Okay, so Crunchyroll just updated their thingamajig, but alright. Anyway, for the people that are saying that the adaptation cut out a lot of content, well, like, okay, let me just clear this up. I'm not gonna explain things, but I'm gonna have you watch this clip of Oshinoko.
作家が持つ著作者人格権には同一性保持権ってのがあって、先生の許可なしに遠触れの舞台をやることは絶対にできない。仮に天才小説家がいたとして、そいつが初めて書いた漫画のネームが100点になりますか？
あるわけないです。
舞台脚本だって同じです。いくら天才漫画家でもいきなり最高の舞台脚本は書けないんです。
And another one.
遠触れの舞台でもあの感じ出してください。
いいんですか？だいぶ雰囲気変わっちゃいますよ。
いいですいいです。得意なことはどんどんやっていきましょう。
それじゃあここも舞台効果で済ませちゃって。
ここもカット。
このセリフもカットでいいですよね。
こっちも演技でどうにかなりますよね。
攻めてますね。ここもカット。
カットカット。
Rights of integrity is a thing, alright? So the author is also supervising the anime production, the script, alright? And also, authors only know how to write, alright? They only know how to write through the narrative way of doing light novels, alright? They don't know how to do screenplay. They don't know how to do animation, alright? Those are two different things. Alright, those are different things, different mediums. That's why the author is there to supervise the scriptwriter, who is Koshigenobu. Alright? So, yeah, and at the same time, along with other production staff with the director. Alright? So does Tomoshi Sensei with the character designs. Besides that, if you want a full-on one-to-one adaptation of the light novel, just fucking listen to the audiobook. It's fucking 10 hours, alright? 10 hours, can you believe that? 10 hours. You'll have your audience sitting there, watch the anime for 10 hours. Are you fucking kidding? Are you joking? Do you guys remember Slime Season 3, specifically? A lot of fans lost interest. A lot of fans gave up on Slime. Tensura. That's why Season 4 is probably getting slept on by a lot of people who have given up because of a lot of yap session, talk session, meeting sessions of Slime. That's what happens. But light novel readers say, oh, it's gonna get better, the world building's gonna get better. But what do the anime viewers say? It's fucking boring. They don't care. Alright? Because anime is a medium where you watch. You get entertained by watching and also listening. Not just listening through the yap session. Alright? That's like... Anyway, I myself am a writer. Alright? You guys don't know. I was a Wattpad writer back in the day. Just, you know, fan fictions and at the same time original stories that I come up with. But anyway, other than that, I'm also a filmmaker. That's why I know how screenplay works. Alright? I also know how to direct films. Let's just jump right into this. I've read through everything of this book, all right, which is why I am extremely late. But anyway, I have it noted on what Clash of the Elite Season 4's adaptation. All right, it's right here, as you can see. So I'm gonna say it. Episode 1, this one. Episode 1 has pages 1 to 140 adapted. 1 to 140 pages has been adapted in episode 1. For those of you saying that this is obvious, you're saying that because you're a light novel reader. You're saying that because you know who this person is. Alright? I'm not saying who it is because I don't want to spoil the anime onlys. Because have you taken a look? What do the anime onlys think? What do the anime only watchers think? Alright? They're only anime watchers. They don't read the light novel, so they don't know exactly who this person is. Some people think that this is a girl. Some people think that this is a guy. But some people think it's bait. You know? Some people think that it's probably way too obvious for it to be, true. If you kept saying that it's so obvious, then you're gonna give it away. Are you dumb? You're actually stupid. You're actually stupid to think that this is obvious, alright? It's obvious for us readers, but it's not obvious for the watchers, alright? Let's jump right into this. I've done enough rant of this fucking light novel readers. Alright, Jesus Christ. I am so sick and tired of them. Honestly. So far, this adaptation was actually pretty good. I'd say it's almost accurate because they obviously had to condense some stuff. They obviously have to cut out some stuff. But I love the shots in this one. The boards are so good in this one, in this specific scene. Especially this one. I glazed the fuck out of the shot. The board is so good by Noriyuki Namata. So yeah, I'm actually glad that he boards so well. But I heard his, drawings are, not that good. But it doesn't matter for the industry because as long as you're good with the direction and the boards, especially this actually looked fucking ominous. Oh, it's so peak. Yeah. Pretty good adaptation by Lurch and Noriyuki Namata here. And then this one, okay, for those of you wondering, I'm actually glad that the anime decided to just, jump in and, no breaks, and let's just proceed to the exam. Because in the light novel, there are breathers, alright? There's like a week before the special exam was announced, and there's like a seat changing. That's why Ayanokouji's seat has been changed, and Suzuna's seat has been changed, right? That's what happened in the light novel. But this is pretty much 1-to-1. What's different is this one. Haruka, as you can see, Haruka got a massive upgrade, by the way. Love it. And Airi, and then this. You can actually see them actually, be, friends. And I actually am glad that they decided to do this. And you can also see also nice shot there, the moving of the shot. But yeah. And then this one is also anime original. They added a character acting facial expression of Haruka there as well, which is actually a good touch. I'm so glad that the anime is actually doing something good, because that's what's lacking in seasons 1, 2, and 3. Most of the time it's just lip movement. So like fucking hell. And also great 1-to-1 light novel illustration of this part because it is actually 1-to-1. So yeah, I'm glad about this shot. And then yeah, like I said, the exam was announced pretty sudden. But yeah. And you can actually see the difference in class because there are now 40 students instead of 25 students, in case anime only don't know. But yeah. And then in the light novel, nothing has been specified who said this line, penalty, you mean expulsion. Now that we know in the anime, it was Sakura who said it. Alright. Yes, I know some of the details right now because I just read it fresh in my mind. Alright. This is actually a pretty good start for episode 1, and then the exam has been explained very well, so nothing to go through here. And then this one as well, I'm actually like super impressed about this scene. They added a lot of character acting animations. This one, That one, oh my god. Like, the anime is doing so well. And then Suzune, Sato, character acting. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. A lot of movements. Just for talking. A lot of movements. Sakura and Ike. Ike got a massive upgrade as well. What the fuck? Really, really good. Really good boards by Noriyuki Nomata. And also good animation movements. Actually so good. So far, also 1-to-1. But there are some, cuts of the light novel. Obviously, you don't have to adapt everything because, what I just said about Oshinoko, the author and scriptwriter compromising. Because if you can't fucking compromise, you're not getting anywhere. You're considered a genius in novel writing, but you can't compromise to production teams. You're called a genius for a reason, but you can't cooperate. You're actually dumb. That's why I'm actually so glad that Kinugase Sensei is, compromising as well, because he knows that it'll be boring in anime format, because anime format or film is visual storytelling. Sometimes show not tell. All right, the screen, the visual speaks for itself. The visuals speaks volume. It doesn't have to be interpreted in words. All right, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'm like really upset about these light novel readers because they can't fucking comprehend and they can't compromise. All right, that's why I'm really upset about these light novel readers. I consider myself as a light novel reader, but my God, I am so disgusted by these light novel readers that don't understand this type of adaptation. You got really complicated boards as well. This one's really good. The shot is really good, but yeah, some of the art here look iffy. But yeah, it is pretty complicated. But hey, at least they've done their work. But yeah, this one, there was a cut here. The cut here is that Suzune provoked Ayanokouji that, oh, you're not confident because, you're gonna have to come along with me to the gym to look at Ichinose so that you don't have time to study. You're not confident. Like, she's actually mocking him. She's actually provoking him. So yeah, that's the one that they cut out. And then yeah, and pretty much 1-to-1 Dutch angle shot as well. I'm not gonna get like technical in this video because yeah, I don't know if I should make the next video because I don't have enough time. But hey, that's why this video is not gonna get edited as much. But yeah, and then this one, there was a slight change here. They didn't show Hashimoto in the gym because he's supposed to be in the gym looking, scouting for, what's going on, what Ichinose is doing. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. And then there's Hashimoto outside. So, yeah, pretty much also 1-to-1, although condensed dialogue. And then also this one, condensed dialogue, but not as much. Yeah, this is the part where they condensed the dialogues, but if you missed it, then you might have to look back and watch it again because yeah, the dialogues, they showed it once, or they told us the dialogue once, and then they're not gonna get brought up again. And yeah, but also what I'm also glad about this this particular scene is Suzune stopping Pseudo. This part, you can see her tapping Pseudo in this specific part, because that wasn't in the light novel. This was completely anime original. She tapped Pseudo, to tell him to stop, don't get aggressive. And then what was cut here is Nanase looking at the OAA app, looking at Suzune, Suzune's overall ability, and then Pseudo's overall ability. So yeah, but it was it was shown that Pseudo is an E, told by Nanase, right? But yeah, that was it. But they didn't show Nanase telling about Suzune. And then this one is also pretty 1-to-1. This is gonna be a long ass video. I'm sorry guys, because I had to, tell you everything. But yeah, also good adaptation wise, what's been changed here is this part. We got a reaction of Ayanokouji there. That wasn't in the light novel, by the way. Like, we just see him monologuing. But that's the case, right? It also shows it's a show not tell. There's no point in saying what he's thinking because we have to interpret it, because it's showing us the detail, It's a subtle detail. I'm pretty sure most people didn't catch that. I caught that on my first watch. I don't know if people caught that. But yeah. And then there's a difference here. This one, Shiba Sensei. He arrived late, and then he apologized to the students because of his students, that is Nansen Hosen. And yeah, and then this one was really actually well done, because in the light novel it was just, oh, she looked at me, and then as soon as I looked at her, she looked away. So that was it. But in the anime, they actually focused on it, like you can actually see her hatred. But yeah, I'm actually glad that the anime is like focusing on the visual storytelling aspect, because that's the anime's point. All right, because it gets the point across. The visual storytelling aspect is the anime's strong feature that the light novel doesn't have. All right, the light novel has a lot of details, but the anime has visual storytelling. And then yeah, that was Shiba Sensei. That's Shiba Sensei apologizing to the students. And then what's also been cut here, it was Yagami, which was in the next episode. All right, in the next episode, it starts off with Yagami here. He just arrived abruptly as well. It is pretty condensed. What I'm also glad about this one is that Yagami reached out his hand, but in the light novel, he didn't do this. Alright? He wasn't really forceful. But in the anime, it's showing that he is forceful. Because if you know, you know. So, yeah, if you know, you know this character. Yeah. I'm not saying, though, but this is a good move from the anime. So, yeah. And then, I'm not gonna say about the opening. But, yeah. And then, there was a cut. I think it was before this scene or after this scene that Akito mentioned, alright? One of Ayanokouji's friends in the Ayanokouji group, the one he, talked with in the beginning of episode 1, did say that Hosen and Ryuin were celebrities back in his hometown. And Akito was, a delinquent. He was a delinquent back in his hometown, but not anymore, though. So, yeah, we got some establishment of Akito's backstory there. Like, he was, pretty much a violent person back in the day, but not anymore. That's why Haruka kept teasing him. But, yeah, that was just, a brief Ayanokouji group interaction. And then we proceeded to, condensed dialogues as well. As long as it got the point across, that's all that mattered in this scene. But, yeah, because it got a bit draggy in the light novel, but, I think you will understand it a bit more in the light novel. That's why it went like that. But, yeah, it also, shows in the light novel that Class A and Class C were offering points, And then, yeah, in the anime, it also showed that Hosen is already the leader of their class. And then this one is also pretty much 1-to-1, this part of Ichika. But what's been cut here, or was, condensed here, is that Ichika, when she said that she likes strong men, there you go, when she said this dialogue, it was condensed, alright? After she said this, she said that she'll, hold an event where, if Sudo wins as like I don't know the strongest man in this school, whoever like faces him, you know, he gets to be her partner in the exam. So pretty much that's it. And then yeah, that's why in the anime they changed it up to Sudo backing out, and so the Suzune. And yeah, but in the light novel, Suzune was saying that Sudo is indeed the strongest man. You know, that she is confident. That's why, you know, she might be bluffing kinda, but you know, it makes Ichika wonder that, you know, it might be true. That's why. And then Ichika's the one that backed out in the light novel. That's why probably in this scene, you know, I think in the anime, I think it's done. I think narratively it's better because, you know, Suzune backed out, Sudo backed out, and then Ichika said, "I'll give you one more chance." I think the light novel was kind of off in a bit, but in the anime it showed that Ichika was actually forceful in this trio. You know, like she wants to partner up. But they also cut out the I think it's in the next one. Yeah, it's in the next one. But yeah, they also cut out the Ichika saying that she is very a loner, very much a loner in the class. That's why yeah, it's in the next scene. In like the cooking session, yeah. And then this one they cut out the the inner monologue of Ayanokouji saying that I've never said anything like that, you know. It was in the manga as well, but yeah, they had to cut it out and instead had to make Ayanokouji's voice funny. You know, you can actually hear him be confident acting.
ああ、料理は唯一の得意分野と言っても過言じゃない。
That was actually hilarious. Yeah, you can actually hear Ayanokouji's acting. You can hear his like deep voicing. That's why I laughed at that scene. At least they made up for it. So yeah. And then this one, they also condensed this dialogue. Ichika saying that in the light novel and in the manga that yeah, there you go. They had to condense it. And the first one, she did say that let's do it right now. But Suzune mentioned that sorry, but we have other business to attend to. So that's why she set it to tomorrow. And that was also because Suzune wanted to make Ayanokouji be prepared for this one. That's that. And then this scene's pretty much also 1-to-1, so I'm not gonna like go into this one. This one, actually, I think it's before this scene. The Suzune and Hirata talk was cut out. Alright, there was a Suzune and Hirata talk. Hirata was supposed to like bring in a couple of new students, but unfortunately they were like bought kinda by class A and class C, hence why they cannot pair up or they cannot cooperate with them. So that's that. And then they proceeded to this one. Ayanokouji saying to Suzune that, you know, he talked to Nanase. And then yeah, also Suzune is saying that she told Kushida to tell Yagami that, you know, they're class 1B to cooperate with or pair up with some of their classmates in this exam, you know. And yeah, really good boards here as well. I actually really like this. And then I actually like this shot as well. These shots are so good. And then Ayanokouji shot as well. Yeah, that is amazing. And then this one, what's cut here is Ayanokouji waiting for Ichika to be at Kiyaki Mall. Ichika teasing Ayanokouji saying, oh, what a gentleman, actually waiting for the girl, you know, not letting the girl wait, you know. It's just like a date of sort. And then they proceeded to, you know, buying. They got the point across, though. They didn't cut this part out, which is good. But what they did cut out, though, is buying ingredients. All right? That was it. Like, there's nothing really important there except when Ichika mentioned that she was a loner. All right? Like, she's not very close with her classmates. That's why in this talk afterwards, this one, that's why she did tell Ayanokouji that they cannot cooperate because she is a loner. But yeah. And then what's changed in this scene was Ayanokouji was using Sudo's phone. When he placed his phone there, held hostage, by the way, that's what he said in the light novel. Or maybe it was just not shown, but yeah, he was using Sudo's phone and then using, AirPods or earpods. But yeah, to get like a cheating manual from Suzune. Yeah, also pretty much 1-to-1. But yeah, and then this is the talk where she said that she is a loner. So yeah. And this one afterwards, this also got a cut. It's rather unfortunate that they cut it because I actually like it. That Suzune mentioned that Ayanokouji's way of thinking is very calculative. Like it's so clever. So yeah, it's rather unfortunate that they cut it out. Because it shows that Suzune is actually like thinking or doubting herself that I think I challenged the wrong guy. Because it just shows clearly that Ayanokouji is way more of a genius than her. Like he is actually superior compared to Suzune. So yeah, that's why she's actually surprised in this one. But they cut it out, unfortunately. I don't know why they cut it out, but I mean, it was kind of supervised, I guess, by the author. And then pretty much 1-to-1 here as well. But what's also good here is the show not tell. I guess many people don't recognize or don't see it. But yeah, you can actually see the fellow students of Class A, except Sake and Nagi in this scene, that they're drinking cold drinks. Juice, and then Sakayanagi is drinking like a hot tea. I think that is a hot tea. So yeah, you can actually see Hashimoto here as well. You can see Kito drinking cold juice along with Kamuro here. So yeah, you can actually see the hierarchy, who's the boss here, and it's Sakayanagi. So yeah, this is what I appreciate in the anime. It's the show not tell. It's those subtle details that many people don't realize. It's rather unfortunate because all they want is to see what they cut out. Like Jesus Christ, man, enjoy the show. Fuck's sake. These are details that aren't even mentioned in the light novel, by the way. So yeah, enjoy that. That's something that the anime has. That's the power of anime. That's the power of visual storytelling. So yeah, fucking idiots. And then this scene is also pretty much 1-to-1. There are some condensed dialogues here, cut out dialogues, but other than that, pretty good as well. It got the point across. It's the point battle between Class A and Class C. So yeah, really good scene. And then this one, really good. It's nothing to talk about there as well, but yeah. Then this, yeah, we gotta talk again. Yeah, I heard from the anime only watchers that this got so draggy, which, by the way, anime onlys, in case you guys didn't know, light novel readers complained that they cut out some stuff, because yeah. But if you anime only watchers did say that this got a bit draggy, the Hosen Nanase negotiation got a bit draggy, then I guess you're not seeing the full picture of the light novel reader saying, they cut out a lot of dialogues, they cut out a lot of inner monologues. Imagine that. You already got bored of how draggy it is. Be grateful that they released 4 episodes. Because if they didn't release 4 episodes in one sitting, you're gonna get extremely bored. You might drop the show after the 3rd episode. You haven't even gone to the execution yet. The best episode. That's episode 4. All of the things unfolding. So yeah. Anyway, let me see the adaptation. All right, the pages. They adapted this scene also pretty good, although yes, condensed dialogues, but really good shots. Really love it. And then they ended this episode. They started off with 140th page to 292. So they adapted 140 to 292 pages. So yeah. you can actually see the pattern there. 150 pages, more or less, are getting adapted in like the first 2 episodes, establishment episodes. So you can actually see the pattern there. Episode 3, however, adapted 290, starting from page 292 to 398. So yeah, it adapted 106 pages specifically. All right, there are some condensed dialogues as well, but overall, faithful to the light novel. All right, actually glad, and yeah, this one as well. Like many people did say, this got a bit draggy because like, how many negotiations do we need? But yeah, and then this one, also good, you know, because this is pretty important, you know, even though it's a wholesome slice of life moment, still pretty important because Ayanokouji talked to Kei about the knife, which will be later on be important, you know, for episode 4. He didn't say specifically what he is looking for, you know, what he's searching for, you know, towards Kei's investigation. So yeah, and then they didn't cut this part out, which is pretty interesting. You know, they had to fan service us with Koenji. Okay, so yeah, condensed dialogue. Koenji did mention in the light novel that he is perfect. Well, that's it. All right. Let me proceed. But yeah, like I said, see what I'm saying? This is like the second or the third talk. Yeah, it's the second talk of Nanase and you know, Suzune negotiation. And then we got this subtitle kind of like messed it up because base. But yeah, in the light novel, she did mention that Ayanokouji is an evil, wicked person. There you go. So yeah, there you go. Pretty much also 1-to-1, with some condensed dialogues. So yeah, pretty good. And in this scene, there was a condensed dialogue here as well. Again, yeah, also 1-to-1 in this part. But when Kei mentioned or asked this, and Ayanokouji mentioned 400. In the light novel, he mentioned that I'm not saying, but I will tell you what I'll be scoring in this specific exam, and he says 400. So yeah, not a perfect 500, but 400. So yeah, and then when Kei mentioned, but isn't that a like an overall A academic wise in the OAA app? So yeah, that was not told in the anime, which is kind of unfortunate, but hey, it still got the point across that that's like cold aura moment of Ayanokouji saying that. But yeah, and then people complained about this scene being PNG slideshow. Fuck's sake, man. In the light novel, it just shows, or it just tells us that Ayanokouji is teaching Kei. Be glad that they actually showed this. You know, they gave us fan service of Kyoke. Alright? I'm actually glad about it though. I'm actually like really happy that they adapted it like this. Ha. Ayanokouji's like, oh, so this is what they call jealousy. You know, it's like he's talking to himself. So this is what jealousy looks like. Because in the light novel, he mentioned that, is this what they call jealousy? And then Kei says, of course it is, something like that. But yeah, and then in this one, ugh. I'm actually glad about this. So yeah, good change because that wasn't in the light novel nor the manga, by the way. They actually made Ayanokouji like, ugh, say that. It's like, oh no, I have to explain myself, you know. It's those show not tell moments, like I said, that has the power in the anime aspect that light novels can't do and voice acting can do. So yeah, that's why I'm really glad about this. And then he sighed. You see what I'm saying? And then they cut out a scene here where Ayanokouji mentioned that, isn't this fine? Or is it fine though that we're gonna basically tell Ichika that, you know, we're in relationship basically. And then Kay is like, well, I'll have to try my best to hide it, kind of. But then, yeah, that's why she mentioned that, how's that your business, when Ichika asked that, is she his girlfriend? So, yeah, that's the point, alright? That's why anime onlys, were like, just say you're the girlfriend, you're his girlfriend, you know? But, like, they're hiding it. Alright, chill out. Pretty much 1-to-1 as well, so... What's changed here, or what didn't get adapted, was Ayanokouji looking at the closet, and then, you know, also telling Kei to, you know, look closely at Ichika, and then Kei was like, I got it. So she got the signal that, you know, be wary of Ichika. So yeah, that was like, those small details in the light novels got cut. But yeah, as soon as he said that in the light novel, though, to Kei, Ichika declared that, oh, I found it. So, yeah, I mean, I guess it's no point, but it also kind of shows that Kei is, you know, ready for what's to come, you know? That's why. Anyway, that's that. And this, yeah, 1-to-1. And then this one. Because in the light novel, he said that, I tried to explain to Kei as much as I can. And yeah, as you know, as soon as she's satisfied, we're done with the conversation, something like that. So yeah, but in the anime they showed this. It's like, oh, I have to explain. But yeah, it's that show not tell. All right, you see, they can condense that. You know, they can actually share Ayanokouji's like frustration. You know, that he's gonna have to explain to Kei. You know, how painful it is to explain to your girlfriend, into a sigh. You have to be glad, light novel readers, because this isn't COTE.
これでいい
You guys want that again? I dare the scriptwriter to actually, you know, do that again. You know, to piss off the light novel readers. Be glad that he didn't say that. He didn't say that in the Hosen stab scene of Ayanokouji. And then this one's also pretty much 1-to-1. They only cut out the part where Ayanokouji went to Kiyaki Mall. You know, he was going to Kiyaki Mall. But yeah, that's just an inner monologue thing, so it doesn't really matter. And then he's also deducing in his inner monologues about the white room student, yada yada, about this exam, and then yeah, telling Sakenage about this. So yeah, it's also pretty much 1-to-1 conversation. In the light novel, they didn't sit at the bench on the bench, and in the manga, they didn't sit on the bench. I'm glad that the anime did this. Actually, much better. So yeah, and then this one, they also changed the thing here. You know, they switched up the dialogues. Utumiya said this.
パートナーに関
We were wondering if we could talk to you about being her
少し
partner.
話をできませんか
And then went to the cafe. So yeah, and then this, there you go. Yeah, they switched up the dialogue here. I hate being in another person's debt, or having others in mind. That dialogue was supposed to be in this scene before they went to the cafe. So yeah, I'm glad they switched it up here, because yeah, like they said, they don't want to, like, you know, have attention. That's why they're here at the cafe, you know, have a private conversation. So yeah, good 1-to-1 conversation as well. There are some slight cuts, but it really doesn't matter. So good job, anime. Like I said, this episode adapted 106 pages. All right. This one got cuts leading up to this point of Kei and Sato's conversation. Sato did ask Kei in the Kiyaki Mall, and then, you know, dragged Kei to outside of Kiyaki Mall. You know, they didn't. She doesn't want to draw attention. That's why she is like, you know, I want to have this conversation privately. You know. That's why they went outside, you know, close to the school. That's why they're in this place. So yeah, this is the Hirata bench scene in the anime. So yeah, or wait, yeah, it's in this scene. Yeah, and the Matsushita talk in the season 3 finale. But yeah, and then this one also pretty much 1-to-1. They only cut out some dialogues and condensed dialogues. But yeah. Also 1-to-1 light novel illustration.
何それちょっと
わかんないんだけど。
Yeah, one-to-one light novel illustration as well. So yeah, pretty good. They cut out the dialogue where Sato mentioned Matsushita and Shinohara, where she told them about this, that Kei is in love with Ayanokouji, because in season 3 she did mention that to Matsushita and Shinohara. So yeah, she did mention it here in the this episode, but it really doesn't matter because Kei also knows it because Ayanokouji mentioned it in season 3, you know, before they started dating. So yeah, and then yeah, 1-to-1, really good adaptation. I'm actually like impressed that they adapted the heck out of this. Like, what the fuck, the animation, holy, the hair, oh my days, so smooth. Anyway. Yeah, really good. There are some Kei inner monologues here that Kei does feel bad to Sato. That's why she hugged her. And yeah, it's a really, really wholesome, cute moment of these girls. But yeah. And then this, yeah, also pretty much 1-to-1. So yeah, it really doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm not gonna say anything anymore on that one. And then this one, they cut out some parts here. It was longer in the light novel because Suzune and the others, Ayanokouji, Sudo, waited or arrived way too early than Hosen and Nanase. They arrived at around 8:30, and then Nanase and Hosen arrived at 9 because 9 is their, you know, meeting time. And yeah, Suzune mentioned that I thought you were gonna be late, and then yeah, yeah, that's it. Like literally, that's it. And then yeah, they stopped here at page 398. So yeah, it started with 292, page 292 to 398, and then they cut out page 399. All right, they didn't adapt that, but they adapted page 400 in episode 4, which we'll jump into right now. Oh my god, this is such a long ass video, because like I said, I'm just explaining everything right now. So yeah, this adapted episode 4 adapted 400 page 400 all the way to 476. So it adapted 77 pages. It adapted 77 pages. Yeah. Oh, what am I doing with my math? It was 107, right? Not 106 pages earlier. But yeah, what am I doing with my math? But yeah, it adapted 77 pages in this episode. So yeah, they cut out some dialogues here and there. You know, they started off with Hosen already. Like, I got filled in by Nanase. So yeah, on what you're gonna talk about. And then yeah, the thing that got cut here was Hosen actually grabbing Suzune's collar before he threw water at her. Yeah, that's the thing that got cut out. And yeah, there are some minor cuts as well. Doesn't really, you know, matter. It's not that important. So yeah, and then yeah, it's also pretty 1-to-1, pretty much 1-to-1. This is like behind their dormitory. So yeah. This one, what got changed here was when Suzune mentioned, you know, this. It was a mistake to even entertain this. When she mentioned this, Hosen actually called her and said that, you know, I might use violence, and then yeah, he punched the wall, etc. You know, to provoke them, intimidate them, and then yeah, Suzune was like, do whatever you want, and then he charged at them, you know, threw a kick, and then that's the thing in this scene, that one. And there you go. I actually like this. They made it like a comic-y panel. So yeah. And then in the light novel, what was changed here was Sudo was holding Suzune, and then he got repeatedly punched by Hosen, you know, while he's protecting Suzune. So in this scenario though, I'm glad the anime changed it. Sudo pushed Suzune away. You know, she won't get hurt by Hosen. By the way, Suzune looks so cute. Anyway. And then there you go. But yeah, he got one punched here, but in the light novel, Hosen repeatedly punched Sudo. Sudo got, you know, repeatedly punched by Hosen, and then yeah, Hosen provoked him, and then yeah, they brawled. Yeah. I also love how grounded the camera work here. There you go. It's so grounded, like it's following the characters. Oh, love the cinematography. It feels like a live action, you know. That's what I really like about it. So yeah, it's so grounded. Anyway, let's not talk about technicalities here, you know. I don't know if I should do a video about that. Maybe I'll just, you know, do a live stream, because fuck's sake, I am running out of time. Episode's about to air. And then this one, I'm glad that, you know, they explained this. They put it here, you know, the explanation. They put the explanation here, but basically, what they cut out here is Nanase saying that there's a difference between how they started their first year compared to the first year now. They started off with 80,000 private points, so 800 class points, compared to before it was 1,000 class points. And they already know how the school system works. That's why they got filled in by all the details that they need for this school. So they're no longer surprised how this school works. That's why, you know, they're like points. You know, they're so greedy about points. And yeah, that's what happened. That's why they also reduced the points, because they already know, you know, minus 200 points, you know, for all the details of the school. Yeah, they cut out some inner monologues, and then they also changed this. In the light novel, Hosen was like, he's very dirty with the play here. When he said this line, she looks pretty damn pissed. When he said this line, he got distracted and looked at Suzune. Obviously, Suzune doesn't look pissed. It's more like she's worried. And then as soon as he looked at Suzune, yeah, that's what got him down. That's what got him pinned down. He got punched, and yeah, fair play, Hosen. But yeah, in the anime though, they're showing off that Hosen is not someone you mess with, because sheer violence alone, he is very powerful. But yeah, this is also anime original. The way he threw him is like crazy. The power scaling is insane. But yeah, and then this one is also anime original. You know, this just stumped the ground. But yeah, and I love the shots here. Like, you can actually see the shots. You can see the shot. Oh, I love this shot. It's a Dutch angle shot of like half of his face. Ooh, so cool. That's why I match cut this in my AMV. People don't realize it, but that's the power of the anime, bro. Like, people just don't appreciate it. The beauty in anime is just, you know, not appreciated by these light novel readers. If you don't appreciate the anime for what it is, then, you know, just read the light novel. I don't fucking care. Just don't be here. You know, don't enjoy it, because we enjoy it. But yeah, and then this one is an anime original scene. In the light novel, Suzune got, you know, pretty much repeatedly slapped by Hosen, and yeah, she got done dirty in the light novel, and in the manga, she got one-shotted. So yeah, it was said in the light novel that she got repeatedly slapped by Hosen. I was like, whoa, chill out, man. That's what happened in the light novel, right? But in the anime, she actually put up a fight, which is really good. Plus the eye flare is so good. Oh, and then the roundhouse kick. Oh, clean. But yeah, in the light novel though, she was about to like punch his like chin, I believe, uppercut it, and then he dodged, and then slap, bitch slap. But that's what happened. And then yeah, pretty much 1-to-1 as well. And then what else? What changed here is that he revealed the knife way too early in the anime compared to the light novel. But yeah, he kept on intimidating Suzune here without the knife, and then he showed the knife. So yeah. What I also love about these shots is how psychological it is. You can see the shots being very suspenseful. It's so thriller. But yeah, that's what I love about it. But yeah, light novel readers cannot comprehend it. They cannot appreciate it. So yeah, it's rather unfortunate. I do appreciate it because I'm a filmmaker and I'm a light novel reader. 2 in 1. You get an objective standpoint, all right? But I will have to say my criticisms about this episode. But yeah, all that glazing. But yeah, this one is also rotating in a Dutch angle. If you guys don't know what Dutch angle is, it's a curve like angle, and it shows how crazy the scene is. So yeah, that's what it is. And then yeah, you can see the suspense in this one. You can see the shot. Oh, clean, so good. And then this one got changed. Nandase got slapped, by the way, in the light novel, in case you guys didn't know. So yeah, I don't know why, but hey, it's Hosen. But yeah, in this one, they cut out the inner monologue of Ayanokouji saying that Hosen was about to stab himself. Obviously, if he says that, the suspense will be gone in the anime. Are you fucking dumb, light novel readers? The anime is showing the suspense, the mystery elements, the psychological aspects of the show, It's showing us those aspects in visual, visual storytelling. But yeah, anyway, this one, I really love this. Oh, look at that. Ah, clean. And then this one. Alright, this is a very controversial one, but I love how cinematic it looks. Look at this. The stage is set up. You know what I'm getting at from this specific shot? And this entire sequence, this entire scene, is that you're in my domain. You're in my stage. I got you at the palm of my hands. That's what this shot is telling us. It's shot in a macro lens. I think it's a macro lens. It's like a fisheye lens. But yeah, you can actually see the lights here. It's all set up. The street lights were done really well. It's used for a stage, and then rain dropped. You can see their silhouettes, and then you can actually see the ground. It's like a circle, It's like a stage, and they're at the center. Can you just appreciate how beautiful it looks? Even though it's not the best direction, it's not the best choice that they can offer because of the sudden rains. Like I said, there is a thunder rumbling earlier, but yeah, if you guys didn't catch my video. Yeah, you can see the lights also changed into orbs, Oh, yeah. It's like, the lights flickered. The lights shone on them. It's overshadowing them. You can actually see it now. It's like they're now way more overshadowed compared to the previous shot. In this shot, you can actually still see them in color. But now that it's like an orb-like shape, and now it's like the light shone on them. It shines so brightly to the point that you can't even see their color, what their face looked like. It's like it's just their silhouettes. It's so cinematic. I love it. But the rain also adds to the vibe of it, because when the rain hit, it's the trigger. This is what I got from this scene. It's the trigger of Ayanokouji saying that I got you. So yeah, that's what it meant. All right. And then purple lighting, like I said. Oh my god, I'm getting technical. All right, guys, I'm doing this video in one thing. I'm no longer doing the next video. For fuck's sake. But yeah, what shows in this particular color is that the color purple means mystery and otherworldly, mystical. You get what I'm getting at? Ayanokouji, he is unnatural. He is abnormal, right? it also adds to the mystery flair. The color purple adds to the mystery flair of the specific scene. So that's why I really like it. Even though it's not the best, I like it still, you know? And plus, the lighting is so good. Can you just appreciate how good the lighting looks? The lighting is good. But yeah, what I also didn't like is, you know, there's too much purple. But I get it though, because it just shows that I got you. You know? You're in my domain. You're in my stage. I got you in the palm of my hand. That's what this scene is basically saying. So yeah, pretty much 1-to-1. It just got some minor cuts of the dialogues, but yeah. And then this shot. If you guys don't know this shot, it's called an arc shot. Right? You see the you know, the objects here. The way the camera pans, it's not your regular panning from left to right. It's a pan of like in a circular movement. It's rotating around the figures, around the characters. So it's an arc shot. It's not your regular panning. You can see how the objects move as well. It's like moving closely to the camera. So it's an arc shot. It's not your regular panning. I love it. But yeah. And for those people saying, oh, they didn't show the grip, you know, it literally showed it here. What the fuck? Alright. Yeah, it shows here, and then it also can be heard that he's like gripping tightly on Hosen for him to not let go. This one, I love the eagle-eyed shot here with the rain dropping as well. Oh! Peak cinema. Yeah, and then, yeah. This one also 1-to-1. This one, alright, this is my criticism. Oh boy, here we go. Okay. Why the fuck did you take it out? Why the fuck did you take out your... Oh. Alright. Because, if you guys don't know, even if you're not a light novel reader, nor are you a manga reader of this this season, Classroom Daily Season 4, you guys should know, right? From a medical standpoint, if you take out the knife that, you know, that got stabbed, either legs, hand, whatever, it'll have blood loss, a lot more blood loss, because there's a hole, essentially. Because if the object is still there, it's stabbed through, it still has a stopping of your blood loss, you know. The blood will trickle, obviously. The blood will drop. You'll have an inevitable blood loss, but it's not as horrible, it's not as worse as it is when you take it out, right? But when you take it out, you have to have medical attention right afterwards, right? Because the amount of blood loss you'll have will be like severe. So I didn't like this, all right? Why? I tried to understand it, and I think I got it. They're basically telling us that Ayanokouji is abnormal. Even if he took out the knife, it doesn't matter. He's him. That's basically what I got from this scene. They also cut out the some of the parts here afterwards. This one, I really love this deduction scene. There are some condensed dialogues here and there, but it really isn't that big of a deal. Some light novel readers that are a loud minority just complained about it. Yeah, and then yeah, they cut out the part where Nanase talked to Hosen, saying that she's gonna talk to Ayanokouji and Suzune about the situation. But yeah, and then they switched up the scene. You know, they had to like change the pacing, change the narrative, and then they had to make a backstory of it. So yeah, and as you can see, the rain finally stopped because it shows that Ayanokouji's domain expansion. Just kidding. It just shows that Ayanokouji's, stage is done. That's why the rain stopped. The color palette, the lighting stopped. That's what it means, alright? In a visual aspect, cinematic wise, that's what it says, alright? From my understanding. Because, like I said, in art films, what we interpret could potentially mean that it is what it means, but it can also, the director has a different meaning behind it, but it's our own interpretation. That's what I love about films, you know. That's why I want to know what the director wanted from that scene. I wonder if I got it correctly. So yeah, let's see if you guys know or appreciate the scene more now that I told you guys about it. But yeah, I got my fair share of criticisms here. The lighting of the purple was a bit too much here, but you can't deny the fact that the lighting is still pretty good. You know, like the color palette is still pretty good. You know, even though it's like, because the purple is like, but you know, I get it why they took the color purple. But anyway, yeah, they condensed the dialogues here, and then they cut out a scene where Suzune talked to Ayanokouji and said, what should we do? Like, she's worried about Ayanokouji. What should we do? Should we like take out the knife? And then Ayanokouji's like, no, we shouldn't take out the knife. I might get more blood loss than this. So you see, that's why I was like, why would Ayanokouji take the knife out? Why? And yeah, for those of you that has issues as well, forgot to mention this, forgot the issues of the knife, you know, the evidences, I think it's still pretty clear. You know, it really doesn't matter at this point. It doesn't matter if Ayanokouji, you know, it doesn't matter if the rain happened, because the evidence is still there. All right, even without the rain, it shows the fingerprints of Ayanokouji and Hosen. But with the rain, it'll fade with Ayanokouji and Hosen's fingerprints. It really doesn't matter, you know. But without those fingerprints, though, without those fingerprints of Hosen and Ayanokouji, who got hurt? Who got severely hurt? Who got stabbed? It's Ayanokouji. So it really doesn't matter. And plus, it's his knife. You know, it's his knife. And there are witnesses. There are testimonies here. Although it could have added more to the evidence, but, you know, still. For the people that are, you know, forensics should know that even with a couple of days, for like 10 days from when I researched, forensics has ways, they have ways to, you know, see the fingerprints even with the rain, you know, even when it got wet, you know, as long as it's within like a week, you're fine. The evidence is still present. So yeah, they only have a couple of days left, right, before the exam. Yeah, they also cut out the part where Sudo was like doubting Ayanokouji more, because it's like, this dude is abnormal. This dude is not, you know, normal at all. But yeah, they also cut out the part where Shibashira Sensei and Ayanokouji talked in a matter of not teacher and student way. So witty. But yeah, that's it. And then they also cut out a part where Chibashira Sensei and Ayanokouji talked about his father being involved in this situation because of his hand got stabbed. And then Tsukishiro talked with Ayanokouji, pretty much one-to-one. There are some cutout or, you know, just condensed dialogue. So yeah. Yeah, and then this one is pretty much just an anime original. Like this, him walking out of Tsukishiro's office. This is just for the cinematic vibe, the visual storytelling aspect of Ayanokouji. I really do appreciate it, because in the light novel, it just shows that Ayanokouji is just there standing, listening to Tsukishiro. So I'm glad that, you know, when Tsukishiro is like having this dialogue, it also shows that Ayanokouji just walked out of the office, but that's what Tsukishiro told Ayanokouji, you know. And then he's also doing some thinking, you know. Oh, really, really good. That's why I really like it. I really like the way they executed it. But yeah, and then that's the ending of the episode and the volume 1 adaptation. Alright, so an hour-long video. Holy shit. I don't know if many people will watch this, but enjoy it. What do I think about this adaptation? Cinema. I guess many people don't get why I'm saying it's cinema, because it is for the cinema experience. I guess that many people don't understand what absolute cinema actually means. All right. So yeah, it originated from Chainsaw Man, and you guys know Chainsaw Man is pretty much, you know, for film. It's for the cinema experience, because the director for Chainsaw Man was, you know, for like films, for cinema experience. So yeah. Anyway, just for education purposes for the people that are illiterate about this kind of stuff. And yeah, I do hope you guys understand it a lot more now. But yeah, what do I think? Overall, really, really good adaptation. There are inner monologue cuts, but you know, that's always gonna be like the issue with anime adaptations. You know, it's not just Clash with the Elite. It's been severely present in other various light novel. All right, Angel Next Door is also like that. It's you know, you have to admit it. All right, the anime for Clash with the Elite is actually doing really well, even with its cuts. You know, and with this huge upgrade of season 4, you can actually see them trying for this season, you know, for it to be better, because in the previous seasons 2 and 3, they actually cut out a lot. They condensed the book into like 2 episodes, 1 episode, 3 episodes. This time they condensed it to 4 episodes, which, by the way, you know, the later volumes of year 1 were like also this kind of length, 400 plus pages, almost 500. But they also got adapted into like 3 or 2 episodes. So you can see for yourself the huge difference. So yeah. Anyway, that's why many people, including Japanese fans and even overseas fans, are actually happy about this adaptation. I'm happy about this adaptation a lot more than season 2 and 3. Season 1 was complicated because it adapted technically only 3, although it adapted 4. But the problem is with season 1, many people don't realize it, but I have, alright? Because I am a light novel reader. They included volume 4 content in, you know, season 1. And then they got reused in season 2. That's why it's kind of repetitive in season 2. Which I really hate. You know, those weird direction choices are odd. You know, like I did not like that at all. Whoever did that script is you know, like, why? Overall, solid adaptation from a light novel reader. All right. I guess many people agree with me on this. Could the execution be better for the knife scene? Yes. But I do think that they did a pretty good job, though. For a cinematic aspect, for cinema visuals, for the cinema experience, I do truly get it. You know, even my friend appreciated it more that I explained it, because she is also a filmmaker, and artistically, you know, there are some odd choices with the color palette, but you know, if you dig deeper into the meaning and the choices, you'll understand it and you'll appreciate it even more, because I appreciate it even more. I don't know if you guys do, but I do. But hey, it's all up to you. Anyway, hope you'll enjoy this long ass video, because like I said, I don't know if I have the community to watch this hour-long video. There's your explanation of analysis of Flash of the Elite Season 4, Episodes 1 to 4, Volume 1 adaptation. Because it's a perfect start of the season, I'm not going to lie to you. Because many people are actually entertained. But also, some people got extremely bored for its first 3 episodes, by the way. In case you guys don't know, light novel readers. And yeah, that's why Episode 4 was the hook of the anime viewers. So yeah, it's the essential hook, and that's why I'm glad that they dropped 4 episodes all at once. So yeah. Anyway, solid adaptation from Studio Lurch, director Noriyuki Nomata. Really glad that you actually took this work seriously, and I do hope the quality doesn't drop as we go on, because the uninhabited island exam arc is gonna be peak if you executed it super well. But yeah. Anyway, absolute cinema adaptation. What more can I say? I don't think I can say anymore. But yeah, it's an hour-long video. Hope you'll enjoy. I don't think many people will watch this video anyway because it's late. But yeah, anyway, there are some condensed videos out there that are better than mine. You know, over analytical about things. But yeah, anyway, hope you all enjoy. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys on the next one. Peace out.